My ex-wife cheated in my own home while I was working. Hello, true story. My name is Steve, and I've been watching your channel for a while now. My story is one that still burns me to this day, and I wanted to share it not only to get it off my chest, but maybe to help another man out there who might be ignoring red flags the way I once did. This is going to be long because I want to lay everything out from start to finish so you and your viewers can really understand the weight of what happened to me. So, I met my ex-wife through my brother and sister-in-law. I wasn't really looking for a relationship at the time. I was working a lot, paying down debt, and honestly, just focused on building some stability in my life. But my brother kept telling me, "Man, you're too good to be single forever. I know someone who would be perfect for you." That someone was a friend of my sister-in-law. She was funny, outgoing, and from the start, she gave me a kind of attention that I wasn't used to. She seemed genuinely interested in me, asked questions about my work, my hobbies, and even my family. At first, I thought it was just a fling. We'd go out, laugh, talk, and it felt easy. I didn't realize how fast things were moving until one day my brother said, "You two are basically joined at the hip now?" He wasn't wrong. We were spending most of our free time together. She was calling me after work, texting me throughout the day, and little by little, I started to think maybe this was more serious than I had planned for. 2 years later, I proposed. I thought I had done everything the right way. I dated her for a solid amount of time. We met through family. She seemed loyal. She seemed invested. And most importantly, she said she loved me. We had a small wedding, nothing crazy, just close friends and family. At the time, I thought it was the happiest day of my life. The marriage. The first year of our marriage seemed fine on the surface. We had the usual ups and downs, small arguments about money or chores, but nothing that made me think anything was seriously wrong. I worked hard. I was paying for the house, paying the bills, and I took pride in being the kind of husband who provided. I thought that was what a man was supposed to do. She didn't work as much as I did, but I didn't complain. I figured if she was happy managing the household and picking up extra shifts when she could, then that was fine. I wanted her to feel comfortable. But looking back now, I realized she was comfortable, too comfortable. While I was out working long hours, she was building a secret life right under my nose. The anniversary that changed everything. On our 1-year anniversary, I should have been celebrating. Instead, my entire marriage came crashing down. That day started out normal enough. I went to work early because I had some things to wrap up before the weekend. My plan was to come home, surprise her with dinner, and spend some quality time together. I thought that was what a good husband should do. Around 8 p.m., my phone rang. It was my brother. I almost didn't answer because I was tired, but something told me to pick up. "Steve," he said, "you're not going to believe this. I'm out with some friends right now, and I just saw your wife. She's not with her sister like she told you. She's with some guy." I felt my stomach drop. I wanted to tell him he was wrong, that maybe it was just someone who looked like her, but deep down, I already knew. My brother ditched his friends and started following her. He told me she and the guy went back to a hotel. He was sitting in the parking lot when he called me again. "Man," he said, "I don't want to be the one to tell you this, but if your wife is at a hotel with another man, there's only one reason she's there." I remember just sitting there in silence, gripping my phone so tight my hand hurt. He was right. There was no innocent explanation for that. We agreed that if she was at a hotel with this guy, then she was clearly cheating. The confrontation? At first, I told myself I wasn't going to call her. I wanted her to walk through that door and lie to my face so I could see it for myself. But anger got the better of me. I started blowing up her phone, calling and texting nonstop. She didn't answer at first. That told me everything I needed to know. Finally, about 45 minutes later, she pulled up at the house. She walked inside like nothing was wrong, probably planning to tell me some story about how she was at her sister's. I stopped her immediately. I told her not to say a word because I already knew. I said, "We're done. We're getting a divorce. I know you were at a hotel with another man." Her face went pale. Then came the tears. She started crying, begging me to believe her, telling me I was wrong, but I wasn't wrong. My brother had seen it with his own eyes. I asked her straight up, "How long have you been cheating on me?" She hesitated, then whispered, "3 months." That's when my heart shattered into a million pieces. 3 months. That meant while I was busting my back working, paying for our home, making sure she had everything she needed, she was sneaking around with another man. I asked who it was. She told me it was her ex, the same man she swore was just a friend and that I had nothing to worry about. Then I asked the question that nearly made me lose it. "Has it happened in this house?" She nodded. That's when I exploded. I went off on her, yelling, cursing, telling her how disgusting and disrespectful it was to bring another man into the home I paid for, the home I thought we were building together. I told her to pack her stuff and go be with him. Aftermath. Later that week, I contacted a divorce lawyer. I wasn't about to drag this out. She showed me who she was, and I believed her. But of course, as soon as she realized I was serious, she started begging for reconciliation. She sent long texts, called nonstop, even showed up at my job. Her favorite line was, "You're wrong for wanting to divorce me. I only told you the truth because I wanted to be honest. I didn't have to tell you anything." That's when it really hit me. This woman wasn't sorry she cheated. She was sorry she got caught. According to her, I was the villain for not wanting to work through it. She actually told me, "If you really loved me, you'd forgive me." But I had nothing left to give. The trust was gone, the respect was gone, and the man I used to be in that marriage was gone too. Reflection. Looking back, I see the red flags now, the secretive phone use, the sudden nights where she'd say she was with her sister, the way she got defensive whenever I asked questions. I ignored it because I wanted to believe I had a good wife. I wanted to believe that being a provider, being loyal, and being honest would be enough. But some people don't want stability. Some people chase excitement, drama, or whatever they think they're missing. I gave her everything I had, and she still chose to betray me in the worst way possible, in my own home, on my time, while I was out working to give her a life. Moving on. It's been a while since a divorce. I won't lie and say it was easy. It wasn't. I had nights where I couldn't sleep, where I questioned my worth as a man, where I wondered if I'd ever trust again. But slowly I started to rebuild. I focused on myself, my work, my health, and the people who actually cared about me, like my brother, who had my back when I needed him most. As for her, she tried crawling back a few more times, but I never let her in. Last I heard, she's still bouncing around from guy to guy, chasing something she'll probably never find. And me? I'm at peace. I'd rather be single and know I can trust myself than be with someone who made me feel like a fool in my own home. That's my story, true story. I hope it helps someone out there who might be in the same position I was in. If your gut tells you something's wrong, listen to it. Don't ignore the signs. Thanks for reading, and thanks for giving men like me a place to share what we've been through. Follow-up: Why I'll Never Marry Again and Why Being Single is Amazing. Hello, true story. This is Steve again. A little while back, I wrote in about how I caught my ex-wife cheating on me, how my brother spotted her with another man, followed her back to a hotel, and then told me the truth. That night was the end of my marriage, but in a lot of ways, it was the beginning of me reclaiming my life. I'd hoped you'd read my story. Since then, I've been thinking about what I didn't mention in my first email. I realized there's another layer to this story that I never really talked about. The guilt my brother and sister-in-law have carried since the day my marriage fell apart, and how I had to reassure them that none of this was their fault. So, in this follow up, I want to go deeper into that side of things. I also want to share where my life is now, how my perspective on relationships has shifted, and why I honestly believe more men should embrace singlehood instead of chasing the idea of forever with someone who doesn't deserve them. This is going to be long, probably longer than my first email, because I want to lay it all out there. The weight of guilt on my brother and sister-in-law. Like I mentioned before, I met my ex-wife through my brother and his wife. They were the matchmakers. Back then, they were excited to set me up. They believed she was a good person and that we'd be great together. And for a while, it looked like they were right. So when everything blew up, when my brother was the one who had to call me from that hotel parking lot and tell me the truth, I could see the guilt all over his face. He felt like he had handed me a grenade and didn't realize the pin was already pulled. My sister-in-law was the same way. She apologized to me more times than I can count. She'd cry saying things like, "If I had never introduced you two, you wouldn't have had to go through this." She told me she felt like she had ruined my life. But here's the thing, I never blamed them, not once. People can only see what's in front of them. At the time, my ex-wife presented herself as loyal, loving, and trustworthy. She didn't show them the side that came out later. They couldn't have known she was going to betray me the way she did. And honestly, I'm grateful to my brother. He didn't just sit on the information when he saw her out with another man. He didn't shrug and say, "Not my problem." He risked our relationship to tell me the truth, even though he knew it would hurt. That takes guts. If anything, he saved me from wasting more years of my life with someone who was never going to respect me. So when they come to me still, even now, saying they feel guilty, I tell them, don't carry that weight. This isn't on you. It's on her. She's the one who chose to cheat, not you two. And I mean it. My perspective on marriage now. Now here's the part that might sound harsh to some people, but it's where I stand. I'll never marry again. Period. I used to believe in the fairy tale. I believed that if you dated for a couple of years, built trust, got married, and worked hard, that was enough. But life taught me differently. Marriage today is not what it used to be. Too many people walk into it with one foot already out the door, and too many don't take the vows seriously. When I look back, marriage didn't protect me from betrayal. It didn't stop my wife from sneaking her ex into my house. It didn't keep her from lying straight to my face. All marriage did was make the fallout messier, because now there were legal hoops to jump through. People tell me, don't let one bad woman ruin your view of marriage. But here's the thing, it only takes one. You can give someone the world, and they can still stab you in the back. And once you've lived through that, you don't just unsee it. So, I've made peace with the fact that I won't be walking down the aisle again. I don't even want to. Discovering the freedom of being single. What I didn't expect, though, was how much I would love being single. When I was married, I thought being single was lonely. I thought it meant eating alone, going to bed alone, waking up alone. But now, I see it differently. Being single means peace. It means freedom. It means I don't have to constantly worry about whether someone is lying to me, sneaking around, or using me for what I provide. Being single means I can spend my money how I want. I can wake up on a Saturday and decide to go fishing, or drive out of town, or just sit at home and relax without someone complaining. Being single means my home is truly mine. There's no stranger sneaking in while I'm at work. There's no woman disrespecting my space. It's just me and the life I've built. And honestly, it feels amazing. Why more men should be proud of being single? I think a lot of men fall into the same trap I did. We're told from a young age that being a real man means getting married, having kids, and providing for a family. And while there's nothing wrong with that for men who truly want it and find the right partner, I think too many of us rush into it because we feel like it's what we're supposed to do. But here's the truth. You don't need a wife to be complete. You don't need a relationship to be valuable. Your worth isn't tied to whether or not a woman chooses you. Being single doesn't mean you failed. It means you're free to focus on yourself, your goals, your happiness. And let me tell you, the peace that comes with that is worth more than gold. I know some men are scared of being alone, but being single isn't the same as being lonely. Loneliness comes from not knowing who you are without someone else. Once you learn to enjoy your own company, that fear disappears. I can sit on my porch with a cup of coffee in the morning and feel content. I can hit the gym, hang out with friends, or even just watch a movie by myself and feel satisfied. That's something I never felt in my marriage because deep down I was always worried, always stressed, always second guessing. Now, I don't second guess anything. Closing thoughts. So that's where I'm at now. My brother and sister-in-law still feel bad sometimes, but I keep reminding them, they didn't ruin my life. If anything, they played a part in saving it because my brother told me the truth when I needed it most. As for me, I'm done with marriage, done with chasing something that doesn't exist. I'm not bitter, I'm not angry, I'm free. And I want other men to know they can be free too. If your story sounds like mine, if you're sitting there thinking life isn't worth living without a woman by your side, I'm telling you right now, that's a lie. Life is absolutely worth living. Maybe even more so when you're the one in control. Thanks for giving me the space to share this follow-up. Writing it all out helped me realize just how far I've come.